Good morning. My name is Tshepo Mongoai and welcome. This is Bottom Line every Monday. This time around, well, we talk markets and of course everything relating to retail trading. The JSE ended the week lower on Friday after hitting that 100,000 mark. The all-share index finished just over 1% in the red at 98,918. It was a sea of red right across on Friday. If we take a look at the JSE, it was the resources stocks that pulled the overall markets down, shedding 1.8%. And of course, that weakness in the mining counters was also visible in the underlying commodities such as gold. Let's take a look. Of course, the spot price of gold retreated 0.9%, trading just below that 3,400 level. There is an element of risk appetite, particularly in the major markets. While the JSE ended Friday weaker, the U.S. stocks advanced ahead of the U.S. President Donald Trump's August 1st deadline. The U.S. has announced a trade deal with the EU at 15% import tariff. And of course, U.S.-China trade talks begin today. Let me give you a sense in terms of how the U.S. market performed if we look at last week. Next, we look at the NASDAQ. Of course, NASDAQ, there we saw it at starting at 16,765 on the 23rd of April. Within a space of 3 months, NASDAQ surged just over 25%, and it ended Friday at 21,108. I'm not certain if August 1st US tariffs deadline and those deals as they come through, will that be favorable to emerging markets? For now, it does not look like that. Here at home, of course, we are waiting the South African Reserve Bank interest rate decision. And most analysts, of course, expect the bank to keep rates on hold. Fewer see a 25 basis points cut. Some believe that this is the right time for the bank to cut interest rates. And of course, we've seen inflation edging up a little bit. All right, for now, we turn our focus on matters relating to trading. And this morning, we are joined by a retail trader, Tshepo Mongoai. Tshepo, thank you very much for joining us in studio.
Thanks for having me.
Tshepo, let's talk about the issues relating to retail trading. We've seen a lot of influencers who are being used by trading platforms in order to push certain product. How rife is this?
Yes, so we've seen, and they called finfluencers now. We've seen a rise of them, especially outside coming into COVID, because a lot of people lost their formal employment, and they've been coming in and giving advice, and there hasn't been so much regulation in it. And so recently we've seen the FSCA come in just to enforce some laws.
How are influencers used to push certain trading platform? Is it more on just advising people or just encouraging people to consider certain platforms?
All right, so most influencers or finfluencers do come in and advise people that, guys, buy this or sell this, you know, and telling them that the price of this is going to go up here or up here in order to get people to trade with the brokers, you know, and the platforms.
And we know that that's not legal. The FSCA actually doesn't encourage that. They would like people to be regulated in order to give advice. Am I correct?
Yes. So until recently, a lot of people have been doing it unregulated. And the FSCA then saw that, you know what, these people are actually giving financial advice, because you need to be licensed in order to give financial advice. Now, anybody that's going to render a service that will encourage people to make a transaction on a financial product should be licensed for that. So the FSCA saw that, you know what, a lot of people are giving people advice on what to do, and these people need to be licensed.
We've seen the use of disclaimers. People come on and say, look, I'm not a certified financial advisor. So please don't take this as a financial advice, but they go ahead and in a way give an advice.
Okay, so even those people, they're not exempted. Yes, they can give a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, but then they're still required to have a license or to be under a license in order to give people advice on this is what you can trade, because the FSCA needs to ensure that it is done under a controlled environment where customers are treated fairly and are also given the full scope, as in there's risks involved and it's not 100% what they're saying to you, and just giving them the proper guidelines on how to go about retail trading.
I mean, we've seen a lot of groups that are being formed on social media where people, exchange advice, exchange signals, and all that, and it's a trend generally. Do you think that culture is likely to change?
We hope that it does, because at the end of the day, retail trading is legit and it's there, but unfortunately a lot of people have been giving people the wrong misconceptions. So like I said, that a lot of people thought that rules changed, and it wasn't rules changing, it was just the regulator enforcing the rules that if you're going to be giving people advice, this is what you need to do. So I do think that we're going to see a change, especially with a budget that has been given to the FSCA, just to ensure that there's this change there, and it doesn't only relate to retail trading, but then also many other sectors are being impacted.
How do you go about, I mean, you're a retail trader, how do you navigate the space given all the regulations?
Okay, so the first thing is I got myself an FSP that was willing to onboard me. And there are things that I need to complete, like my regulatory examinations, the class of business in derivatives, long-term and short-term deposits, and also you need to get a qualification which is recognized by the regulator.
All right, thank you very much. That's Tumelo Mngomezulu. He's a retail trader, of course, trading for himself. Well, join us again next week here on Morning Live. This is Bottom Line.